Hey guys, what's up? My name is ProKiller, and today, kind of doing this a little bit differently, is because guys, I do some gaming a little bit. I have not done gaming a lot of times, but today I wanted to do something kind of a little bit differently. I don't ever talk about what has happened to my life before, like story time. So I'm gonna try to probably do this maybe a few times and see if you guys like this idea. And it's kind of just stories about my life where I got been through and stuff. And today's story I would want to mention is when I, have been talked to a cop. And the reason why I kind of put it into quotes or this is because the guy was not a cop. This guy who I met like when I was living at my other house where I was starting doing my videos. I met the guy not at the house but near my closest store, Rollies, where I'm not really that far again, so maybe 2 miles away. And this is the story of when I was first talked to a cop, because this guy was not a cop. I'm gonna tell this straight out the box, and here's why. So, story time with ProKiller about the fake cop. So I was very young. I was probably 16, maybe almost 17, because here's how I kind of think of this, is because I told my dad, because my dad brought me out to breakfast on my 17th birthday, and stuff happened. Now I'm going to probably tell you that story in another story, but I was almost maybe 17, so I had to be 16 when this happened. So you guys know, I made some knives in particular in my videos before. I have shown my knives before, and I'm that type of guy who I don't trust anybody. The reason why, again, is because my father kind of a little bit is, I can tell you that story in a different and it's kind of a very personal story to me. But let's just say my dad did something to me, and I always wanted to carry a knife because I was very not cautious, somewhat. So when I used to live around there near Rollies, I could just cut through the woods and meet at 7-Eleven in the church near Rolly, so I can get out of the woods and walk down and do that again. So that's my way how I went to Rollies and back and forth to my house to Rollies. And one day, I don't know why, I would always carry a knife again, and this was my machete knife. And I don't know why I kind of deserved a little bit, is because for some reason I thought, how would someone know you shouldn't fuck with me? So I thought, hey, let me just toss my knife in midair. I guess that kind of got a few people cautious of a few things. Of, hey, there's a person with a knife. We shouldn't have this around because there's kids and stuff. And that was my fault. I should have never done that, because then you can say the cop kind of showed up. And it probably has been a month or two maybe after this probably happened, or maybe more, until it was kind of almost weather time and it was having ice on the ground. And this is when I met the guy. And straight out of the back, guys, I'm going to say this, he was bullshitting his lies. And I will give you some points why I knew this guy was not a cop. And even though cops, when they're off duty, they don't have anything to prove probably they are a cop. But there's one thing a teacher said to me, what kind of makes it kind of, if you were a cop, you would know this probably. Well, you would actually know this. So one day I went down to Rollies. It was very icy, and I came back and I saw the car, what was from Rollies, going to the top of the hill, waiting for something. I didn't know why. I had a bad vibe of this car. I thought this guy was probably following me, or this person was going to follow me maybe. So I accidentally slipped on the ice with my hand having the knife my knife in my hand, and it fell. And when the guy came out of the car, and his car is not a cop car. He had a normal car like everybody else. He had a minivan. So like a father would have if he had little children and stuff. So that's one side. I didn't know if he was actually a cop, but I kind of respect him as a cop when I thought he was a cop. But when I kind of thought of it more, I got pissed at myself because I never said, hey, show me your badge, probably. Because, cops maybe should, carry their badge with them to prove they are cop. So this guy came out of his car and questioned me. So I'm not gonna mention what my teacher said because the age really does matter in the storyline why he probably was never a cop. So he just claimed he is a cop, and he has claimed he has seen me multiple times there by me going across the woods or going out of the woods, going to the property of 24/7 and the church. And he has claimed he has actually volunteered at the church and did their grass, or the 24/7 grass, because there's two buildings aside at each other, and he, I guess, volunteered. This is one bullshit I found out was, I look at the people who do their grass, who cut their grass, and this guy did not remind me of anybody who did that. It's because there's a special person who I remembered who did their grass cutting, and this guy I've never seen before. But he was claiming he has seen me before, and I told him straight up when he said this to me is, I have never seen you working here. I've never seen you. As he claimed he is being a cop and he volunteered at the church. I could be wrong, but hey, I've actually looked at the people who did the grass cutting for them, so I did not notice him at all if he did work there. But that was two lines I could figure out. He was not a cop, and he probably didn't do what he said he was. So, by the way, I was talking to the guy, and he questioned me. So the age, now this comes in. So my teacher asked me, how old were you? And I was 16. You guys need to remember this, because cops actually know this, and if he was a cop, it will actually couldn't talk to me at all. Now, here's the reason why I say that. My teacher had a point. You can't talk to a minor at all. So, that's the thing I was saying. You can't talk to a minor, so you can't even talk to me. But he did, because he questioned me, what is my name, where I lived. So, if he was a cop, he would know, the routine, the age, and if he... Because here is one thing, is I do remember he asked me personal questions, my name, where mostly I lived, and I'm pretty sure he knew I was underage. So if he knew I was underage, he couldn't talk to me because I was 16. So that didn't make no sense, but my teacher had a point. I was underage. I was a minor. He can't talk to me until I have a guardian with me. Until then, he couldn't, but he did that. Anyways, but he then did something wrong in his job if he was a cop. Saying it again is he spoke to a minor without a permission guardian. So that's why I kind of believe, guys, this guy was never a cop. Plus, he had nothing with him. He had no badge, no cop car, no nothing. Zero. You guys know how I felt after. I felt kind of pissed off where this guy was probably a guy who actually was just a gardener, and he just fooled me like a fool. And you guys need to remember this. I don't like to be tricked. I don't like to be fooled. But this guy, I swear to God, was not a cop. Because as my teacher has said before, you can't talk to a minor without a guardian. So if a cop knew that, he would never question me at all. But that is the story today about I had first met a cop who have questioned me about something what I didn't mean to do. And guys, I'm a very nice guy. I'm a very gentle guy. But if you mess with me, I will do maybe that. And it was my fault of tossing my knife in midair, making people worried. It was my fault. I would take that responsibility. But this guy literally didn't know cops' laws, I guess, because you can't talk to a minor without a guardian. But that is my story about meeting a guy who pretended to be a cop. Now, here's the thing I'm not gonna mention a little bit is this. Even though I probably get dislikes about this video or comments, hey, he could actually be a cop and you didn't know. No. Here's the thing. if you guys comment that down below, I'm not even gonna read it. I'm just gonna mark it spam because this is the reason why I'm talking to you. Is this reasoning? A cop would not question you if you are a minor. I was not 18 yet. I know that for a fact. I was not 17 yet, so because I remembered, that story with my dad. If you want to hear that, I'll tell you, and that really affects my whole life mostly. So hope you guys enjoy. Hit the like button if you like the video of my story, what I've done. If you guys want to see or hear more stories about my life, what I have done, how I met my friends, actually, I can do that for you. And yeah, if you a brand new subscriber, hit the bell to get every notification when I post a video again. But I hope you guys enjoy. Again, this story is real. I don't lie, and that's one of my things I tell my friends. I don't lie to people. I don't want to lie because I'm the truth. You will hear the truth from my voice and my words. But hope you guys enjoy. Always have a nice day.